Welcome back, Marty here with another Visual Basic video. In this video, we'll have a quick look at the different types of variables you can use within Visual Basic. Remember to give this video a like and watch the other videos in this series to learn as much as you can. Alright, let's get to it. As we did in the previous video, create a new project and choose Windows Forms. I'm naming it variables, but you can name it whatever you like. Let's add in a button. Remember that you can change the text as well as the button name under the properties section. I'll be leaving it as the default option for this example. Now let's edit the code. I'll be creating 3 different variables. To do this, write dim, so that's dim, and then the name of the variable. I'm calling the first variable var_1, but you could call it whatever you want to. And then type the type of variable. In this example, it will be a string. By calling it a string, we are just saying that it's going to be text. I'll create 3 variables. Now let's add some code for when our button is clicked to do something with these variables. We'll use a message box and print the variable. If the variables are strings and we plus them together, it connects the 2 strings together. Let's set the strings to both be 1. Now let's run it and see. See that the message box has printed 1, 1, as it has connected both the strings together. Now let's change the variables to be integers. Integers are just numbers. They are whole numbers. Another type of number variable you could use is a float, which allows you to do fractions, so with a decimal point. But I'll not be covering floats in this series. If you do want to know more about floats, let me know in the comments below. Because the variables are not strings, we shouldn't really use quotations when setting the variables. It will still work, as I will show you now, but it's a good practice to not use the quotations when you're setting integers. Let's change the number to see this working again. I'm not going to use the 3rd variable, so let's get rid of it now. Now let's look at the last variable type I want to show you, the Boolean. Booleans are just ways of storing a true or false value. I'll show you what I mean now. You'll see that this message box has now printed our first variable and it says false. This is because our first variable is set to false by default. And let's set variable 1 to true and try again. Now it has printed as true. Using Booleans can have various uses throughout your programming. I'll try to use them in some later video projects, so if you're not too sure about them, don't worry, we'll have a look at them again later. Hopefully you learned something in this video. Remember to give it a like and check out the other videos in this series.